I'm gonna be reacting to this this Reddit post that was posted on the csmajors subreddit, where this guy has a really disrespectful and horrific interview experience during a coding interview. Um, and I'm assuming it's like for an entry level type of position, just given the types of stuff that he says in the post. Um, but we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna unpack some stuff about my thoughts. And yeah, this one's interesting. So let's get right into it, right? So, okay, so the subject line is failed an easy technical interview. Okay, so the interviewer said no coding questions prior. I wasn't expecting coding questions, but she threw it on me last minute. Failed it terribly. Okay, yeah, it's a surprise kind of trick. Yeah, that's not preferable, but yeah, let's keep going. So the interviewer walked me through it, and I still couldn't get it. Likely a leak code medium mid, although I haven't seen the question before. I know everyone says to just take it as experience, but how much is enough? I've been grinding leak code all year and usually do a medium question in 30 minutes. Well, if you're doing a medium question in 30 minutes, that's pretty good, right? A medium is not easy. It's pretty hard. And if you're doing it in 30 minutes in like sitting in the comfort of your own home with like nobody looking at you, then I would say that's pretty good, right? I mean, like on the job skills is different than interviewing skills, right? So in this case, coding skills are different than interviewing skills. You could be good at one but not good at the other, or you could be bad at both. You could ideally you'd be good at both, but humans don't really work like that all the time. But yeah, let's keep going. So then he goes on to say that I'm about to give up on software engineering as a whole. This market ruined all my aspirations, and I'm starting to despise the process. Yeah, I don't blame you because the process with just any interviews, but like especially coding interviews, it's wild, like there, yeah. And then he says it right here, like expectations are so high that I barely get interviews, and that's because like this is just one field that I'll be talking about on this channel, but like yeah, these types of jobs like entry level software engineering jobs like web developer or just anything that's related to coding and anything near the entry level, even like 1 to 2 years of experience, you'll get like thousands of applicants within like minutes of posting. So it's hard enough to just get an interview. It's hard enough to even just have the opportunity to answer these types of questions and actually get a company to give you the time of day. So I could get the frustration here. Then he goes on to say that then I get to the interview and they have so many options that even needing assistance gets shot with disappointment. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, they have the pick of the litter right now. So if it's like you'll have to do like everything like 100,000% perfectly. So once you get those like hacker rank tests that those some of those companies send you like a leak code or a hacker rank test, not a leak code, but an online test for you to do that usually takes like 1 hour to 2 hours, and they've never even talked to you before. They make you do a test, an online coding test, without ever having to talk to you before. And of course, like why did they do that? Because the job posting has thousands of applicants. So to shuffle through all those thousands of applicants, they need to shuffle through the amount of people that are willing to take a test without having even talked to a human yet. So you could literally take the test and do like 100% correctly on it, and then you could still get auto rejected just because they have too many applicants. So it's like these employers got to understand from the candidate's perspective. It's like if I'm a candidate and I'm looking for a job and I'm trying to rapid fire as many applications as possible, and then I get an invitation to do a test, but I don't even know if it's going to be looked at or not. So it's just like it's just a weird dynamic. It's like a backwards process. So, but yeah, he's right on this one where, yeah, like you get to the interview, they have like so many options that even if you just ask for a hint or something like that, even if you show just the slightest bit of like imperfection, it's like yeah, they have so many other pick of the litter, like almost so many people that can do it perfectly. But then like what they don't know is that like maybe somebody does the interview perfectly, but then they can't do the job perfectly. It just goes both ways. So I'm writing this with tears in my eyes. Yeah. Okay. So like I would it's yeah it's tough, right? Like I'm never the person to kind of like make fun of somebody for crying like over a job, but like I was never that person. I'm still not that person because like I understand. I get it. It's it's not a joke, right? I've always wanted to be a software dev since high school. I never knew it would be this bad, and it wasn't a while ago. Talking to other industry professionals 10 years ago, the market was never like this in 2008. What happened to everyone needing coders? I mean, I could do another video about that, so I probably won't go in this one, but I could probably do like a 15-minute video on that. But yeah, what you're getting to this poster is that like, yeah, I would say even like pre 2023 is like the time where it started was when this industry was still good. People could still get jobs, or at least they could still get like replies to their applications. But I feel like it's been getting worse ever since then. It hasn't been necessarily getting better. So the patterns that this guy's picking up is not wrong. You're right on the money right there. So, and update, I got a rejection email made fun of by the interviewer. Okay, so I read this post before. He gets made fun of by this interviewer, and this is the part where it's crazy. So like he then down the comments kind of explains what happened when he got made fun of. So one commenter said like made fun of by the interviewer. What did she say? So then the original poster says she essentially clowned me for not knowing how to get to the final solution despite me walking through the thought process. Okay, an interviewer is clowning you for, I mean, there's not any reason for an interviewer in a professional environment to be clowning anyone for any reason. Okay, so let's just get that straight. I apologized and told her if I could get some time to process the question a bit more. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Like you're not sorry, right? Like don't apologize for needing some time to process the question. Like don't even apologize during the interview, unless like you're late or something like that. Like, oh yeah, I'm sorry I'm late, but like no, don't apologize for something like this. She gave me maybe 2 minutes, then proceeded to say that she's going to be cutting the interview short and chuckled. Okay. Then in the rejection letter, she told me that even a high school computer science major can do the problem. It was a leak code medium that I had to complete in 40 minutes. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna believe everything that this poster is saying. Obviously, you take your word for it. But if she said in the rejection letter that even a high school computer science major can do this problem, that doesn't even make any sense. How can a high school student be a major in anything? They're in high school. So first of all, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And okay, like chuckling and then cutting the interview short. It's like I'm gonna get into this right now. So it's like clowning someone for like their interview performance. I don't really see any scenario professionally that would be appropriate or even helpful. Like, I know some people could say like, oh, it's tough love and stuff like that, but no, like there's a difference between tough love and just being like a dick for like no reason. And usually like when an interviewer is like that, it's usually more about them and not about you. Okay, so there's a difference between tough love and like constructive criticism than being just you know than just being like barbaric and like unnecessarily like harsh in an interview for no reason. um Assuming that this poster like was really respectful and normal during the whole interview process, I really don't see any like scenario where this would make sense, right? Where it would make sense to clown someone for their interview performance, or clown someone for like asking for a hint, or like just getting a little bit nervous in the interview. I don't see it. And then it's like this, like there are some interviews where you walk in there and it's clear from the first like few minutes, just by the vibe or the energy that you're getting from the interviewer, it's very clear that this interviewer has no intention of letting you pass the interview. You know what I mean? Like there's some interviews that I've personally been through in my personal life, and I'm sure some people could agree with me on this, is that there's some interviews that you walk into and you know that you're not going to get it no matter what you do, no matter if you do everything right. It's like if you get asked a question and another question and then you answer it and then they just say, oh, that's wrong, or that's wrong, or that's not right, that's not what we do here. It's like there's no way that you could get past that interviewer. And it's really easy to identify those types of interviewers within the first few minutes of the experience. So I would say that this is definitely one of those cases where, and what makes me happy with the post like this is that the majority of the people in the comments are on this guy's side. It makes me happy because, especially on Reddit, there's a lot of like gaslighters and victim blaming and people who just kind of try to turn it on you or try to like, really nitpick on every little detail in your story and try to somehow like flip it on you for some reason. I don't know. But no, this is good. Like, for example, this comment said, I say this phrase a lot, but honestly, you dodged a bullet. You don't want to work with anybody that's going to ridicule you for not knowing something. Yeah, like exactly, right? So that makes me happy that people could kind of like, empathize and kind of and are having this guy's back. So stay strong, bro. It's darkest before the dawn, that someone else said. So um, someone said, hey, deep breaths. Okay, I was there when I was where you are, and it got better with time, et cetera, et cetera. So um, yeah, I'm happy to see that. I will see that for sure. But to this poster, hey, sorry this happened to you. This happened a year ago. I know, but I just found that it was an interesting post and it's really relevant to today, especially within this industry. But I'm not going to go too specifically about like the software industry because it's I could do a whole nother video about that, about how much of a chaos it is. So, but yeah, to this poster, yeah, sorry this happened to you. I wouldn't like necessarily give up on it as a whole if I were you. I think it's normal to have like one of these horrific interview experiences, and I think that it shapes us. And yeah, like I said, this is probably something more about the interviewer and not about you, right? I'll stand by that. I'll stand by that. So yeah, I'll leave the link to the post in the description here. But I thought this was an interesting experience to kind of cover, and hopefully some people found it amusing, or just hopefully some people could empathize with this guy. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening in, and please like and subscribe, and I'll do more of these videos in the future. Thank you very much.